up, y'all? Welcome to the show. It's your doggy, the Lo-Fi Horror Guy, as if you didn't know. And I am here today for day 2 of Mommy Dearest Week. This is a hashtag on Instagram that I'm taking part of. I'm doing daily posts for the next week and also videos along with it for a movie review slash DVD aesthetic review, if you will. This Mommy Dearest Week is brought to us by the one and only Horror Junkie 103187. Your doggy, check him out on Instagram. Check this doggy, give him a fist bump on Instagram, the Lo-Fi Horror Guy with underscores in between every word for whatever reason. Today is part 2 of Mommy Dearest Week, and we are going to go ahead and start this bad boy off. Yesterday, I started off my list with The Suckling. Today, I am going to continue on my list with Surf Nazis Must Die. 1987, 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Peter George is the director. Now, if you look closely, this is actually signed to me from Lloyd Kauffman. Now, Lloyd Kauffman is, the owner, director of, The Toxic Avenger with Michael Hers and so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure that he did Poultrygeist. He did a couple others, but they were doing a movie convention. Troma was doing a movie convention here locally, and your doggy got Lloyd Kaufman's signature on this here. And actually, I also got Troma's War, and I can't find that. I know he signed that too for me. It was kind of a funny story. I went to a convention to go see Poultrygeist, actually, and I picked up this, and I said, Lloyd, you know what? Of all these movies, of all these DVDs, what do you want me to buy? And he's like, I don't give a shit, something along those lines. And I said, well, honestly, what do you want me to buy? He said, well, I want you to buy Troma's War. He said, I'm the most in debt with that movie. So I just kind of started laughing. I'm like, all right, man, just being a young fanboy, whatever. Anyway, that was my story for meeting Lloyd Kauffman. He was very cool. Actually, I've still got the receipt in here. I've still got all sorts of little fun memorabilia. So this was 5/23 of 2010. So May 23rd. So that's kind of close to right now, actually. May 23rd of 2010. So I've got my Surf Nazis Must Die signed case. Cover art. You got the old Troma back art. This is a Troma release as well, just distribution. It's not anything that any of their, Michael Hers or Lloyd Kauffman didn't direct. And then you got the old side fart. And then it was called the Lakeside Film Fest. So Lloyd wrote on here for whatever reason, and then Troma Dance sticker, and then I made the team sticker for a Troma. And then a Poultrygeist, actually 2 of them. We've got Night of the Chicken Dead Poultrygeist stickers along with my receipt that I kept in here. So I'm glad that I did. Now, we are going to dig into my feature today for Mommy Dearest Week. Surf Nazis Must Die. Now, why did I choose this? If you know anything about the movie, first and foremost, I will read the synopsis off the back here, kind of dig into the movie in general, what I thought, some little odd facts about it, so on and so forth. So, if you've never seen the movie, why I picked this for Mommy Dearest Week is because Leroy's mama is the main protagonist. Now, Leroy gets killed by these surf Nazis, and she takes it upon herself to go on ahead and make sure that every one of the surf Nazis will get their vengeance and will be murdered slowly but surely, one by one. So now, Surf Nazis Must Die. The beaches have become battlefields. The waves are a war zone. In the wake of a killer earthquake, the beaches of California have been taken over by vicious neo-Nazi punks. No one can halt the megalomaniac reign of Adolf and his stiletto-heeled, leather-clad Eva until they pick on the son of Eleanor Mama Washington. Now she's out for vengeance. And if it shows you anything here, Leroy's mama ain't messing around. She's got, the old gun right in old boy's mouth. And, basically, if I can say, it's one of those movies where you have to watch with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't think that's even a saying, but you have to. It's not something that is the best movie by any means. It's not a movie to say that it's one of my favorites. But I included this in Mommy Dearest week because it's hilarious. They, the surf Nazis end up picking on, ultimately killing Leroy, and then the character Leroy's mama ends up coming in. She's a motorcycle riding just badass and goes on and just absolutely takes her vengeance into her own hands. So this is Surf Nazis Must Die. Surf Nazis Must Die. Trauma release. Leroy's mama is the reason why I'm including this in Mommy Dearest week. Now, as far as a couple little things, I was reading up on it, trying to get, some little oddities, some little facts and so on. And it was, Surf Nazis Must Die was criticized as boring and hard to follow, and not even the actors' relatives will find this interesting. And I know Roger Ebert, about halfway into the movie, says that he left out of it and didn't even want to finish it. So I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was kind of fun. But I digress just as far as, the movie, like I say, it's not going to be the best movie that you're ever going to see, but I definitely thought that it would be a fun selection and something different other than, the Cujos and, the Friday the 13th and the, Carrie and all that. I'm trying to throw in a little bit of spice into this new selection of A Week in Horror. The movie is what it is. It's it's more funny than anything. I like the soundtrack on it. Some of the practical effects are okay. It's mostly a basic, just schlocky, a trauma movie, if you will. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's kind of hard to follow for the majority of the time. There's fight scenes all throughout it that are just kind of placed oddly, and you're like, why is this even happening? But Leroy's mama, Trauma, definitely had to make my Mommy Dearest week. I'm going to leave you with that. Go on ahead and check it out if you can find yourself a copy. This is your doggy, the lo-fi horror guy. Without further ado, give me a ding, give me a dong, give me a bing, give me a bong, give me a like, give me a share. If you don't, I do not care. At the end of the day, I just want you to enjoy Surf Nazis Must Die, 1987, Peter George. With your doggy, go ahead, give me a fist bump. I'm gonna slap you, and see you tomorrow with your 3.
Nice!